Good morning from Pennsylvania. This is the American, Chinese, Brazil, Mexico turn. Going for the Americans first, a little housekeeping. The Japanese on their turn mistakenly did not remove one of their units in the second round of combat, thereby affecting the third round of combat. At that point, General Hand Grenade has a battle cruiser and destroyer. He accepted the loss of the TBD. The Americans still have a damaged dreadnought and a destroyer. So I'm going to roll for those. The attacker is rolling. The battle cruiser is blue and the cruiser is brown. And that is a 10 and a 9. Okay, just want to be very precise about this. I'm very fair. The dreadnought defends at a 7 also. Yeah, 7 because it is damaged. And the TBD, no longer assisting the commander, defends at a 4. So both have commanders, but the commanders are not influencing either battle. And the TBD gets a hit. TBD gets a hit. So, thank you, dice. My cat is complaining. I'm sure you can hear her. So for Brian, I'm going to remove the cruiser and retreat to vicinity of Guam in the Mariana Islands here in P-43. The American Navy remains. The units that I lost in that battle. So I'm left with a TBD, commander, a damaged dread, and I have the, of course, that was a huge save for me. So, not gonna lie, I am very appreciative of that. So, let's get to the American turn. I have 41, it looks like. I'm starting a dreadnought for the British. I am speed starting 2 battle cruisers for the Americans and putting those on stage 3. I'm also a submarine, a TBD, a cavalry that's going to go down in Brazil, a sub base, another mine, although I should rethink that. I'm going to send a cavalry to Mexico. Hopefully that's the very last one. And the British and infantry through Lend-Lease, I'm going to roll for, I am color-coded. I have convoy systems that are red. Green is wartime economy, which is currently on stage 2. Yellow is improved factories, and improved logistics is blue. So lots of 7s, except for the red, I need a 6. So the red, well, okay, so I got the green and I got the blue. So green, again, wartime economy goes to stage 3. And blue, improved logistics, goes to stage 2. Didn't start anything new, that's fine. Now I have 3 free diplomacies. First I'm gonna roll is for my good friends, the Spanish. I know they would prefer my company over others, but that was a miss. The Netherlands, and they're at stage 2 for Germany. Nope, all right, not looking so hot. And then Sweden would be a good friend to have. Nope, no for all those. Okay, so on this side, excuse me, I was sort of prepared, but I'm not prepared, so meant to pull out the dice I need and whatnot, but that's okay. Black and red. Okay, so I have a regular submarine and a submarine. They're going to go after the battle cruiser. I have a submarine that is going to move to P-33 and lay a mine. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the coastal submarine and the mine in P-33. The mine in P-34 is going to, I'm going to go ahead and roll that. So P-34 raised it a 0. So I didn't designate it. I'm going to do that again. The attacker was black and the defender was red. I'm going to do it again, and that's a null. So nothing happened there. My apologies. Moving faster than I should. Okay, take that off. The battle cruiser, I have 2 submarines going after the battle cruiser. I believe that's only 1 round though. Let me redo that. I'm going to send the coastal sub, the submarine. I'm going to move into the Marshall Islands. The coastal sub only. Again, a little garbled because of what occurred. So coastal submarine gets first strike, of course. Over here to the battle board. Coastal submarine will roll a 1. The battle cruiser will roll a 7. So, I'm sorry, the coastal submarine will roll a 2. The 2 is the pink die, and that's a miss. The battle cruiser hits. So, good for him. My cat is complaining because I'm not giving her the love and attention I'm giving this game, but that's okay. All right, I think that was it for the combat on this side of the board for the Americans. Just because I'm standing here, I'm going to non-combat move the Navy off of San Francisco is going to move 1, 2, 3 to P-47. This recon patrol blimp is going to move to the Hawaiian Islands. And that's it for the American side. On this side of the map, I have already set up on the battle board, you probably saw it. I have this attack. I'm going to do my Navy against his Navy, Brian's Navy here in Alpha 49, and that's going to be a combat there. I'm also going to do an attrition attack, 1 from Pampas into Gran Chaco, and then 1 over here in Cholula against the Federales. I would like to finish that off, but it's just not going to happen right now. So, apologize for making you dizzy as I walk around the board. So let's start with the attrition attack. It doesn't matter really what die I grab, but my 1 die is black. So against Gran Chaco, that's a 4. That's a miss. And then against the Federales by the revolutionaries there in Mexico, and that is a miss also. So that was pretty quick. Now, having set up for the naval battle, I have the coastal submarine, the 4 with the damage dread, the 3 pre-dreads, and then on the German side, he has a dread, pre-dread, and 2 cruisers. I'm going to go in logical order. I should have asked Brian. But anyways, starting with the coastal submarine, does get first strike. And that is a 12, so that's a miss. Got 4 at 7. That's 2 hits. 2 hits, a 1 and a 7. So 2 misses. He has two cruisers. It's brown, pre-dread, it's blue, and the dread is teal. Oh my gosh. 10, 10, 11, the 7. The 7 is the pre-dread, so that's a hit. So I am going to lose my submarine. And he is going to take damage on the dread and 1 cruiser. We're just going to go again with the kind of the logical losses. So again, I have 4 at 7. 1, 2, 3. So that will finish his Navy. That is 3 hits. Thank you. And his same color code scheme. So 10. The 8 is, well, it wasn't an 8 anymore. It was actually knocked down to a 7 anyway. So the dread, the damage dread, which, no, brown was the cruiser. Brown is my 6. So brown was a miss. The teal was the damage dread. It's the one that hit. So I will lose, of course, a pre-dread in that exchange. Not bad at all. That gives me a decisive naval battle, which will give me a free diplomacy. Next turn. So I'm going to mark that on the board. And I see you, yes. Boy, anything silly at all. There's my cat trying to get my attention, looking cute as always. She usually wins these games because she climbs up on the table. All right, and then, so here using my, I won the Navy battle marker. Got several out there. Got the French win here. You got really kind of a French win here, but I only had 1 French marker, so I got this really cool Leviathan, and that's that. All right, so already did that, attrition attack. So on this side of the board, I am going to non-combat speed move my transport from Rio to the U.S. and 1 from there with 2 infantry load on it to Rio. In the meantime, my 1 naval infantry is going to walk forward into Pampas. So I'll just do that. I'm not going to move the transports because they just exchange places with each other. And take those off. So I will have brought 2 infantry down from Washington, D.C. down to Rio, and no commander. I don't know what I'm doing with my commander yet. Should have thought about that before I started. I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to leave my commander. My commander is going to speed move up to the Canadian Maritimes, and I'm going to rail a cavalry to the Canadian Maritimes. I'm going to rail both my cavalry up there. So, and then 3 of my transports will go to the Canadian Maritimes, along with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 infantry, all to the Canadian Maritimes. So, you know what? That transport that I speed moved up, I'm going to leave it in port down here in Rio de Janeiro. So for clarification, that's 2 transports in Rio with the 2 infantry there. Okay, so delivering the seaplane to the British Midlands, the artillery to Normandy, and the airship. Lord knows why there are so many airships in Russia. Maybe he's going to use them in the Civil War that he knows is coming up, but I'm going to put that in Kola. Additionally, I'm going to place the Lend-Lease French infantry into Normandy, and the Revolutionary Cavalry into Chihuahua, bringing that to 4 infantry, 4 cavalry in Chihuahua. I am placing 1 cavalry at my factory in Rio de Janeiro. I am placing, back on this side, I have a TBD and a submarine that are going into P-25 and a submarine base that is going into the Philippines. So that's what we look like on that side. Americans are complete. Need to roll. So I need a 6 or less for the revolutionaries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 6, still 6. And it's a 7 for like the 3rd time in a row. All right. Not helping yourself there, revolutionaries. Oh, I forgot an attack completely. But that's why I have these little markers out here. I have a seaplane that was sitting off of in Portugal. It doesn't want to stay on his flight stand. And I'm going to go after that. Am I at war with Italy? I'm not at war with Italy. I didn't pay for that. I'm going to move the seaplane to Tunisia. I can't attack Italy. I'm not at war with them. So, all right, the Americans, 41, 40, 42 with, no, just 41. Got nobody up on my side. Okay, so I don't think I need disposition after that. It was all fairly simple. Okay. All right. So, yes. Now my cat's ended up in the video. Yep. All right. Ennui. The warlord steals the nationalist money. Of course they do. Of course they do. So I was going to buy a cavalry, but no more. So I'm going to Ottomans. Place units immediately. That's the pink guys. I'm just going to put my 4 IPP right there next to them, and the Ottomans can tell us what they want to do with that money, because I'm not attacking it, so they don't need units, quote unquote, immediately. That was, the Zili gets a cavalry. Of course they do. Fortunately, I don't plan to attack them this turn. And lastly, Xinjiang gets a militia, which is right here in Xinjiang. So Xinjiang gets a militia. Let me chip that militia. Very, very full day today, so I need to get through this turn. Okay, so my first attack is everyone from Qinghai and Szechuan into Shinsi. Okay, that's 2 artillery. So we'll start with 2 artillery, yellow, going into a mountain. So they're at a 3, and he has an artillery defending at a 4. So let's roll that first. All right, no retreats, no hits. Okay, I have 2 infantry that will be increased to a 2 with the supported artillery, and 2 cavalry. One retreat, 1 hit. And he has the infantry at a 4, and the mountain infantry in the mountain at a 5. And that's hit 2 hits. Of course it is. Of course it is. That was so ugly, I think I'll stop that nonsense. So, I'm going to assume the Ottomans will want to lose the infantry. I will lose an infantry and a cavalry. And I'm going to return everybody to where they came from, which leaves this position an artillery and a cavalry in Qinghai, and an infantry and an artillery in Szechuan. That was ugly. All right, let's attack that German. Let's attack that German. Have an artillery at 4. I'm going to take 2 cavalry and 1 infantry at a 2. So put these other guys up. So start with the artillery at a 4, and that's a hit. It's a nice hit. So he is going to get nothing. However, I have to roll the others just to see what they do. So 1 infantry, 2 cavalry, nobody retreats. I even got more hits. So that's going to send me up $1. Okay. So So the Chinese will collect 5. Let me roll first for my influence against Hopei. I'm hoping to bring Hopei to my cause. Need a 2. That's a 4. That didn't cut it. And then I need an 8, I believe. Let me see. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. A 9 for recruitment. Roll a 2. So I am going to place an infantry into Qinghai. So I just placed the infantry here in Qinghai, artillery, cavalry. Szechuan has an artillery, infantry. Actually, let's switch that back up. Let's place that infantry here in Shantung. Qinghai will only have the artillery and cavalry. 2 cavalry, infantry, and an artillery in German. Shandong, that changes Germany down 1, and the Japanese up 1 to 5. And then let's go to random events. There's no auto alignments. And next turn we start rolling for a Russian collapse. That'll be cool. That'll be cool. Okay, we are going into the fall winter of 1916. Now everybody's hoping we get some good stuff, so let's see what we get. In the West, it's okay, but Checks one out. Austria-Hungary must have 2 land units in Bohemia by the end of their turn, and they can never leave Bohemia. If they end a turn with less than 2 land units, they become a strict neutral with 2 infantry. So there you go, Austria. All right, in the east, a 4. Bitter winter. No rail movement in Russia. Russian factories can only produce 1 unit. All manpower icons in all of Europe produce 1 less this turn, minimum of 1. There's no naval infantry in sea zones Alpha 8, 9, 13, 14, and no supply Lend-Lease path through there. No amphibious assaults this turn into European land zones. So, very bitter winter. Hope your winter is better than that. Mine certainly is. We'll see you when it gets to the American turn in the fall, winter, and we'll see what I can do to start wrapping things up in the south and in the east.